What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Road Talk. And today, guys, we will be diving into chapter 1040 of One Piece. And it is Super Bowl weekend. Who do you have winning this Super Bowl this year? I got the Rams. I just think Aaron Donald and all that defensive line is going to cause havoc to the Bengals. But Joe Burrow is legit, guys. Regardless if they win or lose, I feel like he is going to be a top 5 quarterback in the future. But today, I believe the Rams will win the Super Bowl. But I know, guys, you ain't trying to talk about that right now. You're trying to hear that One Piece news. And that's exactly what I'm about to give you today. Here at Road Talk, we provide you with the best review that we could possibly do here at the channel. So if you do like that, please like and subscribe. And let's get to this review. Let's go! I know I might have been a little bit premature on Big Mom's death or her defeat in last chapter. And judging by this chapter, I definitely was premature on it. But I was kind of right and all too at the exact same time, because when we get to this chapter this week, we see Big Mom is actually still alive and she's still kicking at the moment. Big Mom is a Yonko for after all. Just like I told you about last chapter review, that a Yonko has a reputation to keep, and she's definitely keeping her reputation right now, because she's showing that after all those attacks, those big willies, the punk attacks from Kid, that she's still alive and still kicking, and she's still talking that smack too. And Big Mom is at her last legs. You can see it in this chapter, and she kind of is also at the same time trying to just to bluff her way out of this fight. She's showing that she does still have some fight left. Don't get me wrong, she does show she has a little bit of fight left, but the way that she represented herself in this chapter, it seemed like she was trying to bluff them into scaring them so she could steal their powers, or not powers, but her soul, their souls. And that's how Big Mom powers work. If you are afraid of Big Mom, you will lose your soul to her. And it was shown by the fodder characters between the Kid and Law's pirate crew, how some of them were scared when they saw Big Mom wasn't defeated and their souls were starting to get taken away. And then they was telling their captains at the time too, they're like, hey, run away, because she's back, she's a Yonko, you gotta leave right now. And then this is what I'm starting to love about Law and Kid. Hopefully they will actually combine their crews together, and that would be like a rivalry against Luffy, but that's another story for another time. But in all, it shows that how cool the Law and Kid are. They stood and made their composure, and they was calm as can be, and they was not scared of Big Mom rising up again. But Big Mom is like Jason, or she's like a Terminator, just keep coming back up and not taking no defeat. She's not trying to lose this fight at all, and they respect that. But at the same time, they know that it's their time and they are not going to be backing down for this fight. And they told their pirate crew, hey, if you guys need to leave, because we ain't scared. We the cool captains. Y'all leave. We got this. And Big Mom at that time too, she was trying to tell them, the Kid-in-law, hey, y'all can either give me 50 years of your life, or y'all can become my servants. And by doing that, they was not trying to listen. This chapter is called Wasted Words on Young Ears, and this chapter that's exactly what it is, because all of these things that Big Mama trying to tell these young ears, they're not trying to listen. That's a waste of words. Let's get that out of the way. They know exactly what they want to do. Just like young people, sometimes they do not want to listen to words of advice. They want to keep proceeding as they way see fit. They be pioneers in a little way, but at the exact same time of this, this is what Kid-in-law is coming in. They don't want to listen to that. They know what they got to do and get the job done. And this chapter title is perfect for this chapter. But also at the same time, it was real cool to see it's Kid's power too, because Kid power, it is a rail gun. Don't get me wrong, it's the big gun that he made out of metal, and he's shooting at this rail gun out of it. But at the same time, it kind of reminds me of like Kamehameha right now. I know a lot of people are giving it crap because it didn't finish off the job on Big Mom. Everybody expected Big Mom to be finished this chapter just like I did. But at the same time, it's a Yonko, and that attack is doing damage. I don't know where people are getting that information that it's not really doing damage to Big Mom. Big Mama was trying to hold that attack down, but she's still getting pushed down into that hole. And it makes a callback from when they was on top of Onishigima fighting with Kaido and everybody else. And they knocked Big Mom off, and that was the whole plan at the beginning. Now, it seemed like they had a plan in the beginning to not actually to KO Big Mom, but to send her on her way. And that is why Kid's power is really good right now. It's pushing Big Mom down that big hole that Law has created. And at the same time, Law is showing that he has tools, and Law is the man right now. I can't not say that Law has been doing a lot of things this chapter in this war period, and he's just continuously going in his bag, and he creates a silence room on Big Mom, something that I wouldn't have foreshadowed whatsoever, and it was real cool to see because it was also another callback. This chapter should have probably also been called callback, because it was a callback back and forth throughout this whole chapter. And this callback is when Corazon, his big brother to him, saved his life by using his powers to silence Law from crying. And if you go back, you can watch that. And also, which was real cool too, this chapter or this anime week, the new episode that we had, it was another callback from the when Corazon and Law was meeting, and how Corazon died to save Law, and how Law got his power. And it was just all a callback, and it was a callback here. So it's just big callbacks everywhere. So I'm trying to stop saying callbacks because it's okay. That was the last time I'm gonna say call. Okay, for real. But anyways, that Law is in his bag, and he silenced Big Mom for making any sound. And with the bonus perk about having that silence room that Law has created around Big Mom, as she's falling, she cannot reach out to any of her homies, which was shocking to me. I'm thinking that Big Mom, when she created homies, she has a secondary nature that she can just basically manipulate the homies as she sees fit. But coming to Law understanding, I think Law kind of saw weakness in Big Mom's power is that she has to give those homies a command. And when those homies has a command, they can proceed to save Big Mom in some type of way, or they can rescue or use the text. So right now, when Big Mom is falling, she needs help. She cannot fly. But with Prometheus and Hera, she can, get around and be saved from falling. But since she has a silence room around her, she cannot make out a command, and therefore she keeps continuously to fall. And just like for that moment, that's when Kid decides to go full Kamehameha and do a father or son Kamehameha and give it that final push that it needs to have Big Mom continuously super fall now down into that giant hole that Law has created. And just like a Yonko, the Yonko's not going to still go down without a fight. They're going to try to find any way to save themselves, or they don't have any type of power. Anyways, Big Mama's falling, and as she's going through level by level on a floating island of Onishigima, she sees the bombs that Yamato has frozen solid. And Big Mom tries to, punch it or grab onto it. And as she does that, she has the worst luck. She even says it, is that because when that happens, the big fire drawing that Tanjiro has drawn was broken and free, and it used that time to hit one of the bombs. And that's another big explosion that hits Big Mom directly. And that is when it finally was comforting to feel like Big Mom is actually defeated. Not only that, it felt more sound and concrete as Big Mom starts to replay words that was in her head probably previously, when at the time Roger had just finishly died, and he started to tell everybody about the One Piece. And this is some of Big Mom's words directly as she's falling to her defeat. She says, "Hey Roger, why do you have to go and say that? You got the whole world in on this, the proclaiming of the One Piece, the great One Piece treasure that everybody's looking after." And she was like, "Great era of piracy? Easy for you, you're dying." She was telling Roger that. And I guess he already died too. But continues on, she said, "But when these kids rise up all over the world, we'll be the ones to have to deal with them. Just tell us about the One Piece before you die. Does it exist? It better." And when Big Mom is saying all this, what I get from Big Mom is the found respect of what she had for Roger, one, and also at the exact same time, she felt like, I believe, like she had to do too much work. She felt like she knew somebody would come knock her off her throne, and it just showed you like she wasn't really wanting to do that. She wanted to Roger just to give her the power. She just wanted to be like a little bit spoiled in a way, and I just found even more respect for Roger from all this, because Roger did something that Big Mom was kind of, I would say, even a little scared to do. And she made it seem like it was a hard work, while Roger enjoyed all the adventures that he had. And then as Big Mom is saying her final words, she falls down to Wano, and there's a big explosion. And then we have the Oda boxes saying that Kid and Law are the victors between Big Mom. And guys, once again, I did not see this coming. I just felt like Big Mom and would just ultimately like tie into some type of fashion with Kid and Law, or they would just stop fighting because the Marines got involved or some type of way. But I was wrong. That Law and Kid got the job done, and they made a perfect plan work out, and they defeated a Yonko, the second Yonko to ever be defeated. And as they won their fight, they have like these epic tired poses. That Law has his sword on his shoulder. Kid looks just like Goku after he's done fighting, and they are real tired, and their crew members are like, "Yeah, this is big news." I was just waiting for like Big News Morgan to pop up when they said that, but he didn't pop up. But I'm pretty sure somewhere and around the world, Big News Morgan is hearing about this, and he's already writing it with his pen. But then we get the juiciest news that we have this chapter. It is when that big explosion happened onto Onishigima that allowed that Momonosuke to be able to see Yamato. And Momonosuke had some words for Yamato. He said, "Do you know Zunisha?" And she was like, "Zunisha, the one from Odin's book?" He was like, "Yeah, that's Zunisha." Like, indeed, that one, the one that accompanied Joy Boy. I immediately started to think about what could that possibly mean, and how also at the same time Momonosuke was saying that Zunisha was committed a crime 800 years ago, and we already know that's why she's walking around. But if she's a companion to Joy Boy and she did a crime 800 years ago, what does that all mean? And my couple theories, it means that either Zunisha failed to do something, and then from there on she punished herself until the next time another Joy Boy arrives, that she would not go back to Wano or something like that. Or in actuality, Joy Boy saw that Zunisha did something wrong, and he made her to leave for 800 years. The real question that I really want to know is that if Momonosuke can have these telepathic talks with Zunisha, how in a way is Oda telling us this is important? Because clearly when Luffy he was hearing the voice of all things, he was never able to command Zunisha like Momonosuke did at that time. Yes, Luffy heard it, but he didn't have the power to, what's the name? Is this any type of form or way to showing that Joy Boy has some ties with Momonosuke? Because that could be a calling on that. Because if Momonosuke is able to command Zunisha, and Zunisha is finally doing things that she never did for those 800 years, why is that happening? Is it because Momonosuke could be Joy Boy and we had it all wrong? Luffy's not Joy Boy. Maybe Luffy is the sun god Nika or something like that, or he has a different prophecy that he has to follow. And this wouldn't be Road Talk without me talking about Zoro. I gotta get this real quick. As when Big Mom was following through this chapter, we seen a couple pages of everybody that was around in the side on the Shigema. We saw that Brook and Robin were still running. Then we saw Zoro was on the ground bleeding out. And like previously in my last 2 chapters ago, Zoro saw the Grim Reaper and that creature or whatever. I was like, that gotta be Brook. Brook is probably just dressed up as the Grim Reaper on some crazy Oda stuff, and he just trying to just pull a leg. But it is not the case, clearly, because if Brook is running with Robin and Zoro is on the ground, not moving at all, there's no possible way that Grim Reaper was Brook. And also, if that is the case, who was Zoro really talking to? Was it really the Grim Reaper at that time? So now I'm kind of a little bit worried about my boy Zoro, but at the exact same time, maybe this could be some type of power up for Zoro. Maybe this is when you get a Black Blade, when you are at the brink of your death and you see the Grim Reaper, and the Grim Reaper probably grants you a wish because you fought so valiantly. I don't know, but it could be something into that. I'm really curious about what that meaning, or could this be another nickname for Zoro maybe in the future? Maybe he is going to be some type of creature that has a certain type of powers, because I feel like Zoro is still lacking in some type of history about himself. I feel like Zoro is just like Sanji is a prince, and that feels like it's all flushed out, and you know what he has come from. And then we know Luffy is a D, and he comes from a monkey family. Yeah, I know what I meant. But I feel like something in some type of fashion that Zoro, it comes from a high lineage family as well too. And I'm just really curious about that, because you know how me and Zoro go, we go like that. So only in time will tell. But guys, I hope I didn't rumble on too long in this video. I hope you did enjoy the content that I did bring here today. If you do like that, please come back anytime and subscribe to the channel so you always will be in that loop. Until next time, my guys, my friends, family, peace.